Creativity, I think, comes in highs and lows. That's what I've seen across the board in a lot of brands.
I have just so much love coming from back home, and there's just so many clients that I feel it's an opportunity missed if I'm not there at the moment.
It's not that you're just buying a thing, it's a whole customer experience. It's a whole journey.
Yeah, it's a hard comparison, but I always say I'm not a fashion designer, I'm a fashion doctor because I feel like there's a lot of counseling that's required.
There are two different segments. You can be very content with what you have.
Yeah.
Trying to obtain and trying to work to obtain more money is not a problem.
It took them a while to get back to wearing clothes, getting dressed, wearing shoes.
I'm sure they were wearing clothes at home.
Of course, I hope so.
I hope so. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of The Brick Buzz. Today is one of going to be the few rare moments where I'm actually lost for words in how to introduce my guest today. He's one of the most iconic figures of fashion industry in this free part of the world. His name is Varoin Marwah, and I am honored and privileged to call him as a friend as well. Today's podcast is going to be a bit different. We're not going to talk about only real estate. We're going to talk about everything under the weather. And it's such a pleasure to have him here. I'm so excited. Let's get down to it.
And I'm so honored to be a part of your podcast.
To start off, my question to you would be, what does your brand represent for you? And what made you select this particular line?
So to start with, it's such a pleasure to talk to you about everything because we speak about literally anything and everything under the sun.
We've been talking to each other since ages.
This feels great because I feel like not only you'll get to know about me so much, I will also get to know so much about you today.
That's what I'm afraid of.
So that's my intent. Okay, so to start with, my brand represents today, which is 2024, keeping in line with all the vintage, all the heritage, all the age-old theories of craft, of the heritage of India and around the world, to celebrate the world of textile, to celebrate the world of tailoring, to celebrate the world of creativity, and bringing in all the elements together and putting it in a beautiful packaging of 2024 and representing growth, representing future, and moving forward, not alone, but with my entire tribe.
Oh, wow. I've been an ardent fan of your brand.
Thank you.
Since its inception, I think.
And thank you. You have no idea. I'll mention at some stage what you mean to me. But yes, your support has always been very instrumental.
I think you are one of the most consistently creative people. Creativity, I think, comes in highs and lows. That's what I've seen across the board in a lot of brands. Your consistency has been pretty much on peak always. How have you managed that?
So I have a problem. I get inspiration. Well, the problem is actually a huge blessing, to be honest. I'm constantly getting ideas from experiences and getting a lot of inspiration from moments, from people, from my travel. And I feel everything that I do in terms of my creativity, as you mentioned, keeps getting reflected time and again because there is just so much to absorb from the world and put out there. And I feel even while doing so, I'm not doing enough. I feel there is so much more. I actually have a habit of logging down things on my phone, and the list just keeps getting increased. And I'm looking, I've only done this much.
So you're consistently challenged.
I love challenges. If I feel any day that I've done this before, I think I'll be not comfortable.
Okay, that's all. So now you have, mashallah, a very successful store running here in Jumeirah, in Dubai. And the second one, which is going to be an iconic store, is going to come in Bombay.
Yes.
If you had to do all of this all over again, where would you start and what would you do differently?
To start with, I think I'm so blessed to be in both the situations. A, to have a great opportunity to be in this beautiful city, which is city of dreams, as I say. Dubai has given me everything and a lot of support from you guys, who I say are my tribe. The city itself is so progressive, and I'll come to what I'll do differently later, but I just feel that there is not much I want to do differently. It is already a beautiful dream to live in. Having an upcoming store in Mumbai also is something that I had never thought that I would, because I'm so happy, to be honest, here. There is no need. But I have just so much love coming from back home, and there's just so many clients that I feel it's an opportunity missed if I'm not there at the moment. And from the point of creativity, it just challenges you more, because the more people you are taking care of, the more you are constantly challenged to serve better. Now, if I was to do something differently, the only advice I would have for myself would be to have a more tight business plan. As creative people, I'm sure many would resonate with me that we go with the flow of creativity and we just keep going there, forgetting after a certain point it also has to meet business point. And now I think I've struck that right balance, because not only do I have to take care of myself, but I have many people whose families run along with mine.
So there's a whole team, and
There's a whole
you
team.
have developed over a period of time a whole ecosystem.
Yes.
And now you're at the center point of that ecosystem, and you're in the central node, and you have to support that complete
Absolutely.
ecosystem. Being business savvy is one of the prime requirements for having a sustainable business.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Is that why Dubai, because Dubai is so thriving, Dubai is so business friendly, that you first of all decided to establish a brand in Dubai?
So Dubai has been sort of like how being a fashion designer was a dream. Dubai was always on my mind when I was in college. For some strange reason, I used to come here a lot because my elder brother lives here. So back in the days when I was growing up, I was showered by him with so many these beautiful gifts, and I used to be that boy going with the best shoes, best of everything. So Dubai started connecting with me from that level, that luxury means Dubai. And I knew that at the end of it, I want to be a part of that world.
When you established this, why you selected Dubai? Because Dubai resonated with you.
Dubai resonates, like I said, with luxury. Dubai resonates with progressiveness, future. And I think while I was here for another job that I was doing before to launching my label, I was working for the world's best airline.
Emirates.
Of course. And that, I think, was one of the reasons I always wanted to come to Dubai. And work for Emirates was one of the best things that I could have done, because not only I learned so much about customer service and experience, but I also got to travel so much. And I think traveling is another form of learning.
So, what I felt that I've been in the customer service industry myself. A lot of designers I've come across are very creative, but that element of customer service, that customer satisfaction, that on point, on time delivery of things is something that is lacking. So, how do you see this challenge, and what have you done to overcome it? Because Dubai is, I think, one of the best places I've seen as far as the customer services are concerned.
Yes.
It surpasses even the Western world.
Absolutely.
I'm not just concentrating on the Eastern world, but the Western hemisphere. If you talk about places in US, if you talk about the bigger brands, at times when you walk into that establishment, you have a perception of that establishment in your mind.
Right.
But it's not that you're just buying a thing. It's a whole customer experience. It's a whole journey that you have to go through.
Correct.
And I feel that at times, that connection with that journey is missing. So how have you managed to create and sustain that?
So it's almost become a part of my system, I would say. Everything that we do, when I say we, not only me, but my entire team, it's all customer centric. We're working around our customers. For us, our creativity is very important, but it has to meet your desires too. I can't impose my designs on you. I have to also absorb a lot about you and eventually give you the best version of what you wanted in the packaging that I would love you to wear. It's almost like going to, it's a hard comparison, but I always say I'm not a fashion designer, I'm a fashion doctor. Because I feel like there's a lot of counseling that's required, there's a lot of support that's required, there's a lot of confusion that people come with, a lot of cloud which needs to be removed. So there
people
comes a lot of counseling, a lot of support.
But I think a lot of, I'm not saying all of the designers are like this, but they're very, at times, overbearing. When you go and you are a bit perturbed that I'm going to interact with this person, I'm going to go to their outlet and I'm going to meet this person, and they figure, no, I'm going to design this for you.
Right.
Whether you like it or not, this is what, I don't like this color. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
I know exactly what you're saying because I have also been a part of that experience sometimes, and I feel that's a very big fail as a person. I forget being a designer, forget anybody.
You'll probably end up going there only once.
Only once because you haven't been heard, you haven't been acknowledged, and you have been made to feel that you are not good enough. And I think that's the worst form of customer experience because whatever said and done, who are we without our customers?
So, just for my audience, this is probably one of the few podcasts where I was actually took me time to decide what to wear in the morning because I'm going to face Varoin Marwah.
Oh my God. You're looking amazing.
I'll be sitting across him, and that's a tough job to sit across him and
Look,
talk
I've
about
come
that.
so casually. You're clearly winning, and I love the color on you. You're looking amazing.
Thank you. And no points for guessing what I'm wearing.
Thank you for wearing it. Makes my day to see that.
No, I've been associated with this brand. I've seen it grow. I've seen it flourish into this thriving brand that anybody would love to actually wear and proudly go out.
I'm so honored to hear that. Can
No.
I just give you a quick it's a baggage that I think I have enough to offload. There was a time in 2020. I don't know if you know this story or if I told you, but I want to repeat it and it's for the benefit of everyone. When COVID was going on and our work was at its lowest, there was literally no hope left for fashion. And there was no phone call, no clients, nothing was going on in my financial world, and it was all depleting your previous savings and stuff. Asim, you actually helped me to come over it because you don't know. There was a day when I got a call from your office and I had COVID at that time and I couldn't make it immediately. But I came as soon as I got okay because I was dying to make some transaction, some sale. And you, along with your partner, Ravi, at that time, bought so much. You both bought, I think if I'm not wrong, 10 suits each, which was almost 20 suits. And immediately my thing was, thank God, not only have you given me money, but you've given me a ray of hope that it's all coming back. It's all happening. It's not just about the money. It's also about the, reassurance that I got in the moment when I was feeling the lowest. So I just want to thank you for that because it really means so much because I almost feel my career restarted because of that sale. I was back in action. I had my tailors working on 20 suits and just somehow that order gave me that drive and I went out, starting messaging my customers again. Let's all reconnect, and things started to fall back. And thank you, really a big heartfelt
thank you for saying that.
And I would really give you that credit and Ravi as well because it's a huge thing that happened to my career at that time. So thank you.
So Ravi came to me and he said, I've met this wonderful person. And we must really meet him and see the designs that he has to offer. And the thing that struck me when I met you was the ease with which you would carry yourself, you conduct yourself, and the attention to detail that you would give to your any design, and the willingness to accept the inputs from the clients as well. That's what I mentioned earlier. A lot of designers do not feel that the clients are savvy enough to give any input. So I can get a designer jacket or I can get a designer suit, but since this is not what I actually wanted, I wouldn't be that comfortable in wearing it every time, and it's not like a second skin on you.
Absolutely.
Your designs, the way you incorporate the client's input and the way I've not seen you change.
We want you to celebrate yourself every day when you wear outfits. To be honest, I'm not enjoying my garments only on myself. I am lucky enough to enjoy it while I see it on other people. Yesterday or the other day when I met you, you
Yes,
were
sir.
wearing, yesterday, you were wearing this beautiful, sort of ivory color linen suit. And I doubted. I said, just a question, is it mine? Remember? Because
Yeah.
for a moment I was like, how can I fall in love with my creation as an outsider? I had an out of body experience looking at your suit, thinking that, no, this is too good. This must have been bought,
No,
somewhere
but
else.
I'll give you. The reason is such because I carry it so effortlessly.
Of course, that is true. It's you actually. It's your.
No, no, no,
At 8 p.m. you make it sound like it's 8 a.m. Like when everybody's energy is dipping, you are like on
This
fire.
is one of the best features of wearing your outfits. That what I feel that they're so comfortable. It's just like wearing another skin. So you go out and you don't feel tired because you're very happy, you're very comfortable. That comfort level. So wearing a designer label does not mean that you have to be uncomfortable.
Oh, not at all.
It has to be
Luxury
uncomfortable.
has to be comfortable. How can luxury ever be uncomfortable?
Bringing me to my next point, what is luxury to you? How do you define that? Because this term is very arbitrary being used across Dubai.
I feel very sad because a lot of luxury brands make you feel like you can't afford it. Very bad way of selling. If you enter some of the top stores, I don't know if their staff has been trained to do so, but they make you feel like you're not good enough to shop from us. And I think somehow that psyche is actually working, which I think people should stop accepting. I've had feedback from people who are my well-wishers, and they're like, you guys are really nice and sweet, but to send your staff to one of these stores, which I'm not going to name, and they make you feel very different. I'm like, so actually you're accusing me that I'm welcoming and being nice because we don't believe in that sort of rudeness. They're like, yeah, but somehow it works. Because I want to prove a point to this person now, I will actually shop. I'm like, but I don't want you to shop like that from me. I want you to shop when you are actually shopping for the right reasons. One is that you want to shop from here.
But if I'm not very happy about my experience, I would prove a point once. I would never prove it again.
Yeah. It's like that Hermes bag that you can only buy if you've shopped that much. It's that kind of a psyche.
It's like
that
around $50,000.
It's insane. It's a whole
before you
build-up.
get a Birkin bag.
Correct. You need to be a member.
You need to be a member of that
So it's
circle,
that
and
whole
you need to
psyche.
spend
But
like-
coming to luxury, my version of luxury is different. My version of luxury is where you feel happy. For me, nothing is the biggest luxury in the world than the peace of mind and your heart at peace. No amount of money, no amount of clothes, no amount of travel, nothing matters. If you can sleep every day without a pill and you have a meal on your plate and you're just a happy person, I think that's the highest
That's
form
the
of
epitome of
luxury.
luxury.
There is nothing more than that. And I hope people realize it one day that they are chasing things. First, they need to go inward and then rest of the things are all there.
Declutter.
Yeah, at the end of it, this much is also enough, and that is enough, and that is enough. You will never feel enough because always you're going to be above many and below many. So you need to find you somewhere, and once you found it, luxury is all around.
I think that's very apt of you to say that. Now, every business faces certain challenges. What specific challenges did you have to face as a business starting in Dubai? I'm asking from the perspective that a lot of upcoming designers would take inspiration from this and they would say, okay, this is how you did it. That's a success story. So how do they replicate it and what are the lessons that they need to learn from this?
So as crazy as it may sound, Dubai actually has no problems. There is no hindrance. There is literally nothing that's stopping you from doing anything, I feel. I can't even pinpoint one reason or one area where I struggled at the beginning because I feel it was opposite. It wasn't a struggle, it was all a blessing because things are pretty organized over here. But what you need to do is have a proper business plan. I would just suggest that. Having a very concrete
structured
business plan, have people helping you because you are not an expert in everything. For example, I have a company which helps me with my financial, balance sheets and everything because I'm not an accounts person. So you need to get the right professionals to work with you. Don't try and do your own, legal stuff because you're not that person. So get a professional company to help you set up your company. Get an accounts company to check your books, audit you, and everything. So I think those kind of things are very important. When people go wrong, or where people go wrong is exactly these kind of places. They get fined for not doing the right things. They probably don't know all the rules themselves and they go on the wrong side without knowing. So I would say stick to your profession and let other professionals do their job, but definitely seek help because you are not master of everything. So don't make that mistake. I thankfully didn't, because I had many good well-wishers who were guiding me that if you're starting about this sort of a profession, get this one on board and you are going to be okay.
True. I also believe that having the vertebra straight and putting things in perspective,
Yeah.
laying a concrete foundation for any business venture that you start,
Yeah.
whether it's in Dubai. Dubai actually is one of the most easiest places,
Absolutely.
most structured places to start a business venture.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good. You just mentioned luxury. Now, luxury is a segment which it's a term coin that is used in both fashion and real estate.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about having a merger with this real estate and how the fashion industry can come together?
I think it's already happening, right? We have so many big brands like Versace. We have so many more who have entered Dubai now with their buildings, right? I'm sure you can name a
it's
few.
like furniture.
Right.
So it started, I think, now even Lamborghini, if I
Right.
remember correctly, Lamborghini has a lifestyle division
Right.
and a division in fashion and a division in cars. They already have cars. But the lifestyle division has furniture, has bags, has glasses,
Absolutely.
watches.
I mean,
there's a whole segment.
I always seek for challenge and I always seek for expansion. So if there is a brand which is listening, I'm very open to it. One. Secondly, if ever I do, I will be coming to you for an advice before I sign that paper because, of course, as an artist, as a designer, that is not the forte that I'm very well versed with. So I think if at all that has to happen, I would love to do it with a person who also is coming to me not just for the name value, but also for the creative value, because I would love to explore my creativity into that genre and come up with something. Saying that, in the last few years, I've had beautiful opportunities given by my well-wishers, who I call friends, or friends who I call well-wishers. And I've done a lot of interior projects. I have done people's houses.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've delivered about 12 houses in 2 years, which
Oh, wow.
is quite a bit for somebody who does fashion full time.
12 houses in 2 years. So, I mean, that's a whole different
At any given
ball
point,
game.
there were 5 houses running in the last 2 years, parallel. And I
Parallel.
was literally going from one side to the other and managing over 300 labor and contractors included and different families involved, from grandmother, grandfather to grandchildren, everyone. So I had a huge portfolio for 2 years.
And how did that start?
Because of the need of money. Because during COVID, as I mentioned, there was less financials, coming from the fashion space, and a lot of people were doing up the houses. So I'm very honest. When I need something, I ask, and I called a few people and I said, you know what? One more talent I have, which is doing up houses. So if you know anybody who's interested in doing up their houses, I'm very much available. I'm not a trained interior designer, but I know exactly what a good interior should look like.
Oh, wow.
And it was literally within a week, I got one house, same client gave me his other house, he gave me his office, and then his friends started to give me, and then the whole network just started to an extent where I said, thank you very much, everyone, but I think now I need to go back to my other baby, which is fashion, because fashion also had come back in its
Yes.
full form. And let's be fair, there's no need for me personally to do too many things at one point and not be good at anything. So I went back to my original plan, and interiors Real estate is very much up my alley, but I'm just kind of waiting for the right opportunity and maybe take it a bit slow there because right now I'm growing up one baby a little bit stronger. So once this baby has grown up more, the second one is definitely going to take its shape.
That means in future, we can always expect your brand to be visible on a
100%.
couple of houses, couple of buildings.
I'm
huh?
already announcing on your podcast, it is 100% going to happen. There is no way that I will not be designing. I'm very sure in years to come, there will be, it has to happen. If I'm alive, that's happening for sure.
Inshallah. And so we will see now Varoin Marwah as a designer.
I want my own 5-star hotels. I want my buildings. I want it all.
You want your billboards.
I want everything. I don't want to adjust and settle for less. It's, trust me, more to do with my own challenge than money. I love money. Let's not forget.
Everybody.
We all love it.
I think if we say we don't. That's a very, very important commodity.
I love it because it gets you so many more things. I can provide better medical help to my family. I can put people in better areas. I can give hope to many
And I
people.
think-
Money just helps you place the people at the right spot, not only yourself. So for me, overall, money is important from that aspect. But does that take away any peace and happiness of my life on daily basis? Not really. I'm still very content with what I have.
So there are two different segments, and I think it's very important for people to understand that you can be very content with what you have.
Yeah.
However, trying to obtain and trying to work to obtain more money
Yeah.
is not a problem. It's
Not
not
at
an
all.
issue.
No one should feel guilty.
Because we are all blessed with now our ecosystems, and we who run businesses, the people who in Dubai and across the globe who manage businesses, who run companies, they are now entrusted with improving the lives of the people that they have touched.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so much more you can do. You can provide. That's
can
where
provide.
I'm going to. I like that I can provide.
You are responsible for
Yeah.
improving and enhancing and
Absolutely.
enriching the lives of the
and
people.
growth means not for yourself. You hire more people, more houses run. It's just such a fulfilling feeling.
It's a whole ecosystem that you develop, and then you have to. I have come across people who I have met, I think 10 years, 15 years, and they've been working with me in different capacities over a period of time. And I see the growth in their both professional and their personal side. And that growth also is very satisfying at times.
Absolutely. It's priceless. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, if money, like you said, was not an issue, where would you want to live in Dubai? And why?
Okay, so again, a person who's very easily satisfied, I wouldn't say areas which are beautiful, with all due respect to those, but I would choose District 1.
District 1. And may I ask why?
I just feel it's a great neighborhood, or maybe I just know great people who live there.
District 1.
Yeah. Am I saying the right place, which is just very close by, close to Dubai Mall? Like you go straight and you take a U-turn and you go.
District 1.
I'm at the right spot, right? Because
So
I'm not the
it's
best.
Right it's right adjacent to Shobha Heartland, and you're just right
I
there.
love District 1. Like I said, I've been to quite a few houses there, and I feel there's an energy over there. I personally feel there's a lot of friendly neighborhood. It's very vibrant. It doesn't feel like it's dead in the evening. I feel like even at night it has a little bit of life. Beautiful big houses, but somehow seems very cozy at the same time. And it's a great mix for me. And I feel like there's a lot of fun people. I don't know. I've just had too much fun in District 1.
That's actually the topic for another podcast.
Okay.
If we go into that, what kind
I mean, I love Dubai Hills. I love Emirates Hills. I love the Palm. But I just feel District 1 is very youthful, if that's the word. I feel like there's a young
It's a
energy.
new vibrant community.
There's a young energy over there. It's kind of very cool.
Emirates Hills, Palm, even Al Barari.
Yeah.
are very, very settled.
I would live there if I was living with a big family also. Let's put it this way, I live alone. So for me, those areas will really, really scare me in not a bad way, but I think I would need a lot of people. I would maybe keep a lot of house help, like just to keep the house
keep the house
a little alive. Like there'll be a
alive.
lot of dogs and there'll be a lot of people just to feel like there is life around. And I think it's beautiful, but yeah, I like a little cozier places personally.
Okay. On that note, tell me something. I've seen you have a very, very strong social media presence. In addition to that, I've seen you at times, your one-on-one interactions are very, very prudent and they are amazing. How do you strike a balance between that real life and that real life, that like your social media presence? I know it's important for people who are running businesses, especially in the fashion industry. That's very important.
100%. A huge credit of my career goes to social media. I mean, whatever we post out, it reaches so many people instantly. And I love the power of social media because you're not relying on agencies, you're not relying on people. With all due respect to agencies, I just feel it's so quick. If I have an idea, I decide, I post, it's there. If there is something that I want to talk about, I can address it straight away. How do I do that? By keeping it real. If you see what I do, even when I'm talking, I talk about anything and everything. I even try and help people. Sometimes I'll talk about as simple as hygiene levels, which I feel sometimes are missed out, maybe by school or parents or friends are not able to tell each other. So I try to address a lot of different conversations. I don't just stick to business. I try to relate to community. And I feel that sort of ecosystem, as we just said, it's very enriching. Not only am I learning from people, let them also learn. And trust me, I've had people who've thanked me for those conversations so many times.
It's a give and take relationship.
It's a give and take. I love talking about certain social aspects which I feel are just missed out in the whole thing. And how sad, I mean, just to say, if somebody has a body odor and has no idea, and nobody's telling this person, and people are just judging and mimicking and laughing about this person. Help that person. If you can't have a direct conversation, I get it, it's tough. But have it. It's a challenging one. Okay, I know our conversation is digressing a lot. You smell amazing, by the way.
I was feeling a bit like
I'm like, yeah, I hope you're not thinking. No. I'm just saying. I mean, this is one of the things that I spoke on social media a while back, and it was really appreciated. And I didn't realize that how much it would value people. And I also know people who have experienced, who had a bit of an odor. They really smell good. I'm like, wow, it did hit some people as well. So it's good.
No, we have interactions with the people, and Dubai is a place which, for most part of the year, is very hot.
Yes.
With temperatures going up
Yeah.
to 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Having that personal hygiene, actually, we were having another podcast the other day, and I was discussing that whatever I say only conveys 6 to 7% of the message. And then it's the way, in the mannerism in which I say, and my body language. So my communication with other people, that 55%, and at times that 94% of the communication is lost when I have a bad body odor, or I
feel really sad for people who are unaware of these things, because sometimes they're one of the most talented people. They're very hardworking, they're great, they're kind souls. But maybe somebody...
But your attention is then drawn towards that fact.
And what I don't like is people joking about it behind their back. You know, that really irritates me, that you are putting this person down where it's something that can be fixed so easily.
Easy.
It is the most easy thing to fix. You just have to have a nice conversation, close the door, and just get direct to the point. Don't even beat around the bush.
But do you think...
just straight away talk about it and say, I love you. I want to tell you this because I truly care for you. And this needs to be fixed, and I'm going to help you with this. I'm a part of this journey of improvement. I think the minute you collaborate on that, there's nothing to feel bad.
But do you think the organizations, first of all, the educational institutions and the business institutions, and even...
They should hire me for this.
I mean, there is no formal discussions. I haven't seen any formal discussions.
I would give a huge credit to my previous organization, which is why these things are so important to me. Emirates Airline. We have those conversations. I used to train the crew. So I've done this for 10 years plus, where I used to take them through all these conversations, your body language, your tone of voice, your intent, because choice of words is very important. Sometimes you want to say something, but it comes across maybe not in the best fashion. Your body language, your body odor, your whole personal hygiene, your hands, your nails, it's so important. I actually truly give a big thanks to my previous organization, and I feel not everybody has that opportunity. Because I have had and I've gained so much, I want to impart it as well.
And then I think the best part is that even when you're imparting, you have been also groomed and trained in the way to impart that information.
100%.
Because your intention is not to make fun of anybody. Your intention
Nobody learns
is not
when they're
to
tensed.
Yeah.
You only learn when you believe in the person and you're relaxed. When you're really calm is when you're actually going to listen. If I'm intimidating my students or learners, they will never get it because they are worried now. How am I going to react? They shouldn't ever worry. They should feel it's a safe space. This is where you can say, I didn't understand. I have no idea what you're saying. And your job at that moment is to actually know what is the best way for them to understand you. So you're failing as a trainer. They are not failing as a learner. Yeah.
So, do you think there should be more emphasis now in the city on train the trainer? Because there are so many people who have become influencers or trainers, or they come online and they talk about, and we see a lot of things missing from that. So, do you think there should be an emphasis now in a structured manner about train the trainer?
Yes, 100%. I feel like nobody is born with any skill besides a few, of course. Others can be acquired too. And
If you think breathing is a skill, yes.
Sometimes it is. You're so angry, you're like, let me grasp this breath because I can't even breathe around some people. Yeah. I'm usually patient, giving a wrong message.
So, next, if I say you selected Jumeirah as a place to set up your business.
Yes.
Why did you select that space?
I feel Jumeirah has got heart. I know so many people personally who have been living in Dubai for years. They can easily buy a house in Emirates Hills and many other places. They still choose to live in Jumeirah. I feel Jumeirah is the OG. That's the place where the real deal happened, and it's still happening. It's never going to go out of fashion. That's still forever growing. And life. There's a great energy in
Jumeirah has a soul, I think.
Jumeirah has a beautiful soul.
A beautiful soul.
And I still feel the whole city, for me, starts from this. It's like the center of the city, I feel. Everything goes on the left and right and front and behind. Everything is around this area.
So
that's why it's called downtown, right?
It's
epicenter, right? Like you said. So for me, the OG of Dubai, maybe because I first came and I always lived on Sheikh Zayed Road and where we are right now, I feel this downtown, Business Bay, Jumeirah, this is like one circle.
One circle.
And then everything is stemming out of here because everyone who's been living here for a long time, this is where they started from. A lot of people like me who lived 21 years back who moved here, we knew this was the real downtown, Sheikh Zayed Road. Emirates Tower, iconic twin towers, like it still takes my breath away. I still love it.
And if you drive down Jumeirah Beach Road, every time you drive down that road, there's something new that you see, and there's something more
and you feel
being
proud.
offered.
I still feel proud. That area has not stopped growing. It's forever growing, and it will, mashallah, always keep growing.
Inshallah. And if there was a next door, I'm sure there are a lot of stores already being planned. After this Bombay, you can have another store. Which area would that be?
In Dubai?
In Dubai.
I would probably go towards Dubai Hills.
You think Dubai Hills has that?
Yeah, I think Dubai Hills has a lot of potential, and also it will cover a different section of the city. Either Dubai Hills side, or I would probably go towards the Palm Jumeirah side, so I can
Dubai Hills actually covers a lot of other bases that the
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
That's where the city is growing.
Yeah, I love Dubai Hills also. I could also live there, by the way. I like it.
I'm sure you have had a lot of fun in that area as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love Dubai. I have good memories in most of the neighborhoods.
And you're still in the process of creating memories, mashallah. You're very young. So
I
you're
love
still at
it. Dubai is amazing. There's just, you know what I love about Dubai? There's a whole culture of work hard, play hard. And I love it. We work hard. Like I literally work till 9 p.m. every day. My store is open till 9. 9:30 I come home, I change, I go out and come back, rest, again work. I think it's a great balance.
It's a
You
great
don't need,
balance.
people say I need a holiday. I am tired
Holiday
of
from
working.
what?
We are working and we're having
We're
fun.
having
Working and having fun.
Exactly.
So I don't need that many holidays because it's kind of like in the middle of holiday we are working or having a holiday in the middle of work. Either ways you can look at it.
The ease with which you can unwind in the city
It's
is amazing.
Yeah,
It's
and
amazing.
every
It's off the
city
charts.
so every pod, every area in Dubai has so much to offer. Whichever area you're in, like here we have so much. If you go to Marina side, JBR side, Palm side, like you name it, you don't need to even travel so much. You can shop next to you. You can go out next to you. Beautiful restaurants, so much to offer.
I was talking to a couple of my friends, and we off-road a lot on the weekends, and we were discussing that within an hour you reach a desert.
Absolutely. Where in this world
In the
would
way-
you? And
Yeah,
beaches
even
like
if you're in Saudi or in Qatar or places like that, it takes you 2 to 3 hours. 3 hours.
yeah.
And imagine from this place, within an hour we can be in a desert, and within 20 minutes we can be on a beach.
Yes, that's incredible.
So that's amazing. That's the vibrance of the city.
Absolutely.
So my last question to you would be: you mentioned COVID and the transformation you as a person and your business as an entity went through during the COVID period. Do you think how did COVID affect the businesses and the fashion industry in particular?
So I think because there were no weddings, there were no events, and people had gotten so comfortable at home cooking food and just being in tracks and t-shirt and flip-flops, it took them a while to get back to wearing clothes, getting dressed, wearing shoes.
I'm sure they were wearing clothes at home.
Of course, I hope so.
I hope so.
But now we can laugh about it. Back in the days, it was scary because what was going around, I could tell that our industry is going to really be affected. We heavily rely on weddings. But how the whole scenario has changed, I would say it's just like the whole world mentality changed, right? Everybody became a bit more responsible with their money. People realize that it's there today, maybe it's not coming in tomorrow. So at some stage, I felt that the buying mentality had shifted to being a bit more responsible shopping. People started to realize that if I have something, I can shop from my own closet before I go out to shop actually. In a way, it's not good for our financial strength, but in a way, I would also rather have customers who shop for the real reason. So you know me. If you have something, I'll remind you, you don't need this, you have
You've
it.
actually done that.
Yeah, I don't like to just sell.
Just sell.
Just selling is not happening. I would rather have you value for what you're buying. I would advise you in the moment, you don't need this, but let's fix this because that maybe you don't need now, but I know you'll need it later. So I think everything is possible with the shift of mind also that people have had. You still obviously need to sell. I still need to survive and all of that. But we also started working in a way which is a more realistic approach towards fashion. So telling people what is, sort of a capsule collection, how you should have these 7 things that you can create like 21 looks out of. So, those kind of conversations started to hit. And I think that's a personal growth, industry growth, and the client growth too. I'm happy with that growth, and let's move forward with that. I mean, we can't change. And who wants to stay where we were? The chapter has moved on. Sky's the limit.
But we have been now into more like relaxed clothes and
Yeah, and we have also started designing clothes which are relaxed. We've started working with organic fabrics, which we never did so much before. We've started doing, I personally used to do more formals. I've started doing so many cool quad sets, very lightweight materials, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of shackets. I mean, in between a jacket and a shirt, we call it a shacket, which is a beautiful thing because in summer especially, you want to put a layer on top without feeling stuffy. Come to me. I'm plugging in my sale.
I will.
I think I've just made a sale. I've just sold something.
I will. Just struck me. I will. One last question. The biggest challenge in thriving and the small businesses in every business face is the human resource.
Yeah.
And how to find, first of all, people that are like-minded. Mm-hmm. Because people like to work with people like themselves and they would like to create a team which understands the core values of the organization or of the brand.
Correct.
So what challenges have you faced in Dubai and what challenges have you faced outside Dubai?
We can have a full episode on this, by the way.
In finding the right people, because all our business, you see, finding the right people and then grooming and training them in that mindset.
Right. So I go with my gut intuition when I meet people. I'm sure we all do. You also, I'm sure, do that. When I'm hiring people, I'm looking for the intent. I just want to know their real intent, why they're coming to join this organization. And honesty. If I can tap on these two things, rest I can take care of. If I can see this person has a honest approach towards life and this person has the right intent to learn, mistakes are not a problem because we all make mistakes. But what you do about that mistake makes you actually...
How you come out of it.
How you come out of it. I always feel it's not what you do every day. A smile for a smile is easy. I would rather hire you if you can smile at me when I'm not smiling at you and you can make me smile now.
Exactly.
So that's the only time when your job is actually coming into the picture. Because don't tell me good morning for a good morning, smile for a smile is a job well done. That's nothing.
That's the basic.
Your job has only happened when you said good morning to a client and he didn't say, and you made him come out of the mood and you have actually got him in to smile. You need to work on that, not because on basic level. So yeah, I love honest people. I think that's it. If I see an honest soul, they're with me for life. I won't even let them go, even if they want to.
Good to know. Good to know. Solid answers.
Thank
thank you so very much for sparing your time.
Thank you.
Keeping you away from your creative designs.
I've learned so much from you.
we love so much. We are at this end. We proudly wear them.
Thank you.
We are in love with this brand, and we would like to see it grow.
Thank you.
We have seen the journey, and I personally am an ardent believer of this brand and the value and the love that you bring on the table every time I enter your store. The positive energy that I feel, the attitude of the complete team. And the cherry on the cake is if I get to see you.
All right. It's always a pleasure to see you, and thank you so much for always motivating, encouraging, and putting the belief back in me, because many a times we forget we are good. And I feel these are voices from the universe which comes through human form, and you sometimes become that voice from the universe. So thank you so much, because we all need that reassurance so many times. And I must tell you that you give a lot of hope to people, so continue to do so. Keep inspiring with your beautiful conversations, and I'm so honored to be a part of your podcast.
Thank you so very much.
You.
And with this, signing off on another episode of the Brick Buzz. Thank you, Varoin, so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely being here.
Okay, bye.